Hey everyone, Closter here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the ultimate tier list for meta ring perks in Dungeon Quest. We'll rank these perks from C tier to S tier to help you optimize your builds and dominate the game. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more guide videos. This tier list is based mostly on solo or duo play, not group runs. I've consulted with knowledgeable balancing team members, type pick and pop, to bring you the most accurate and up-to-date information. Before we get into the tier list, let's talk about an important concept: breakpoints. In Dungeon Quest, a breakpoint is a specific threshold at which your damage becomes significantly more effective. For example, if you deal 80 Q damage per cycle and a boss has 320 Q HP, you can kill it in 4 cycles. But if you increase your damage to 106.7 Q per cycle, you can kill it in 3 cycles, saving time and resources. Any damage between 80 Q and 106.7 Q is essentially useless for that specific boss. Understanding breakpoints is crucial for optimizing your build and making the most out of your perks. Now let's rank the different types of rings, so power, balance, technique, and survival. Starting with power rings, this is a no-brainer, they are always meta. Power rings maximize your damage output, which is essential for most gameplay scenarios. Therefore, power rings are going straight into the S tier. Next, we have technique rings, which we'll place in the A tier. These rings provide extra points into stamina at the cost of damage. They offer a good balance for players who need a bit more survivability without sacrificing too much power. Balance rings are placed in the B tier. They offer a mix of power and survivability but don't excel in either category. They're a middle ground option for players looking for a balanced approach. Lastly, we have survival rings in the C tier. These rings significantly boost stamina but at a substantial cost to damage, having only about 55% the strength of power rings. While they provide a strong boost to survivability, the trade-off in damage makes them less optimal, making them more of a bonus for perks rather than a main choice. However, it's important to note that perks can be more valuable than base stats. Perks like HP regeneration and boss damage can make a lower tier ring more valuable than its stats might suggest. That is why Ring of Power Survival isn't main target and only a bonus to perks. Now let's move on to the really interesting subject of this video, perks tier list. First of all, we have the C tier. These perks are generally considered weak and not worth investing in. Max HP falls into this category. The idea is solid, but the numbers are just too low to make a significant difference. It's like saving a few skill points, but not enough to justify its use. Damage reduction is another C tier perk. Similar to max HP, the reduction is too minor to hit any breakpoints, making it practically useless in most scenarios. Mob damage also falls into the C tier. While you might think it would be as valuable as boss damage, it actually isn't. The breakpoints for mob damage are much easier to hit, and investing heavily in this perk doesn't provide enough benefit to impact gameplay significantly. However, it's worth noting that mob damage might become more relevant with future dungeons, where it could help hit new breakpoints. In the B tier, we have perks that are situationally useful but generally less impactful. Mana Shield provides a temporary shield every 15 seconds, which sounds great on paper. However, to get the shield, you have to avoid taking damage, and since you're not taking damage anyway, the shield's usefulness diminishes. If you need something to keep you alive, HP regen is far superior. Mana Shield is less practical in high damage scenarios, making it a weak choice overall. Focus offers a damage buff when standing still, but standing still is often a death sentence in high-level play. Its maximum potential is higher than boss damage, but it requires standing still for a full cycle 6 seconds. Given how boss patterns work, it falls short, making boss damage a better option since it allows you to move freely. Moving on to the A tier, these perks are still very strong but not quite as dominant as our S tier picks. Overheal comes up next. While it has been nerfed and no longer hits major breakpoints, it can still provide a decent buffer with extra HP. Especially useful in boss raids, healers in this game are already broken, and giving them Overheal makes them even more powerful. Overheal shines when combined with healers, making it a solid tier choice. Tempo is placed in the lower tier. It offers a significant damage boost during boss fights, potentially saving cycles and increasing your overall efficiency. However, its effectiveness is inconsistent and varies depending on the situation. The timer resets every time you use a spell, making it difficult to control the damage output precisely. Despite these limitations, when it works, it provides a substantial advantage, which is why it's considered a lower tier perk. We finally arrived to the S tier perks. These perks are absolute game changers. at the top, we have HP Regeneration. This perk is literally game-breaking. It allows you to take intentional damage to speed up runs, making it invaluable for solo speedruns and casual gameplay. HP Regen allows players to make many more mistakes than they previously could, taking 2 to 4 times more hits. Simply put, HP Regeneration is a must-have, and that's why it's at the very top of our list. Next up in the S tier is Boss Damage. This perk is essential for fast runs, especially in duo setups. With a solid 15% boost, you can pre-hit and one-cycle bosses like Tatsu, which is massive for speedrunning. It's not as crucial for solo runs where HP Regen shines, but in most scenarios, Boss Damage is a top-tier pick. And there you have it, the complete tier list for meta ring perks and Dungeon Quest. Huge thanks to Typek and Pop for their invaluable insights. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Join our Discord if you want to chat with us or help us with our next videos. Let me know in the comments what your favorite ring perks are and if you agree with this tier list. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.